It's a bigger kind of question of the whole path to this legislation. So Jerome Powell, when he testified earlier this week, what he was commenting on is the legislation that's being developed by the House Financial Services Committee. And it's just important to understand the history of why that legislation is being created. In 2019, the federal regulators, including the Fed, the SEC, the CFTC, and Treasury, came together and they did a comprehensive study of stablecoins. And what they looked at was only stablecoins that are fully backed by U.S. dollars. They did not study algorithmic stablecoins. They did not study stablecoins that are pegged to other types of assets, whether that's other currencies like the euro or to commodities like gold or diamonds. And they provided a set of recommendations, policy recommendations for Congress to implement. And what the recommendation was to develop a federal oversight regime. So I think in terms of the legislation that's being developed today, I think it's important that we keep the scope of that legislation to what has been studied. So, I feel like, kind of the way you're positioning this is, stable coins as an ecosystem. And in fact, it is. There's a lot of different types of stable coins that have been brought to market. Some have failed very gloriously. Some have been quite successful, but they're built in a lot of different ways. I think when we're developing new regulations and new policy, it's important that we stick to what we know. And at this point, what we have studied are full reserved U.S. backed. And the process to develop a federal licensing regime is underway, and it has bipartisan and bicameral support. It is supported by the Fed and Treasury. And that's the conversation you were seeing yesterday in Congress.